What's good, y'all? Welcome back to Jack of All Trades TV, and today we're gonna learn how to play the game of credit. All right, let's get to it. All right, so first, before I start telling y'all about how to build credit, I gotta tell y'all the rules of the game. All right, because you don't know all the rules of the game, you ain't gonna be able to play. It's just like you don't go to the casino and jump on a blackjack table and you ain't never played blackjack before. Like, who does that? You don't go in a basketball game and go tackle somebody that's finna do a layup. You're gonna get a flagrant foul. There's rules that you gotta abide by. So first things are, all right, credit cards. Okay, so it's two different types of people. It's people with well, first off, I want to advise you to get, for starters, all right, 2 credit cards on. All right, don't get no more than 2 to begin with, because this is what it is. It's either people with more than 2 credit cards that know what they're doing, or it's people with more than 2 credit cards that don't know what they're doing. All right, so you want to be them people that know what they're doing. Okay, so let's say that you go and get your first credit card, right? And usually they're gonna ask you for your name, your zip code, your date of birth, and I'm gonna tell y'all why your zip code matters too when they ask you that. All right, so they're gonna ask you all these questions, your annual income, stuff like that. So they asking you all this to get a gauge on how much they're gonna give you credit for, right? So let's say they give you $1,000, right? Okay, so the rules of credit is you don't want to spend no more than 15% of that credit, right, on those credit cards. Okay, and I'm explaining y'all what the other 2 credit cards, what one of the credit cards should have. Actually, both of them should have this, but before we get into that, it got to be this: you can't spend no more than 15%. So if it's $1,000, that means you don't want to be spending no more than $150 of that 1,000. Okay, so you got to keep that in mind. So when you're using these credit cards, you want to make sure that you got a balance transfer option on both of them, right? That way, so you can be able to leverage funds to another. All right, so that's a conversation for another day, but I gotta walk y'all through the baby steps first. Okay, so when it comes to them asking you on the applications and stuff like that, your zip code. This is why I tell you your zip code matters. Where you live matters. Your hood has to have credibility. All right, so this is what they do. So they can't be racist and say, oh, we're gonna give credit to these type of people over here because they live in this neighborhood on this side of town, or we're not gonna give credit to these different type of people because they live over here on this side of town. It don't work like that. They can't do that like that by law. So what they will do is they tend to know that races live in clusters. They know the Mexicans gonna stay by the Mexicans. They know the whites gonna stay with the whites. The blacks gonna stay with the blacks. And here or there, you're gonna have some mixed neighborhoods. That's gonna be either bad income or good income. All right, so this is what they call the 5%ers. So this are areas that are amassing wealth of $150,000 above. Okay, you want to get over there. Okay, I'm not telling you to go over there and buy a house that you can't afford. I'm just saying move over there some kind of way in an area, in a zip code, a side of town where they are amassing wealth, where things are going on, where they building new stuff. They got nice sidewalks, ain't no potholes over there, property taxes is being paid, stuff like that. So you want to be in a thriving area, because this is what I say. It makes no sense for you to have a 700 to 750 credit score and you stay in the hood. This is what I mean by this. A person that got a 500 credit score could stay across town in a decent neighborhood and get access to more funds when it comes to credit than you would, because you stay over here in the hood with a 750 credit score and you being cheap. All right, so get your ass out the hood and move somewhere where it's decent to benefit you. It does not benefit you to live in the hood. So by you doing the simple things of getting 2 credit cards and abiding by the rules of staying within the means of those 15%, right? And by you living in a decent area, a neighborhood amassing wealth, that's showing the credit bureau, okay, all right, this person right here, they in the green, and they obviously know the nuances of credit since they got 2 credit cards and they abiding by the rules. All right, let's boost them up. The best advice that I give people when it comes to using your credit cards and to using your credit card effectively to where it'll benefit you is already have the cash for what you're gonna pay for. All right, let's say you already know your 15% criteria, whatever amount of credit that they give you, right? Okay, let's say this it's a $200 camera or whatever, and you go in there. Let's say you got the $200 to pay for it. Let's already have that for sure. And let's say you got your credit card. Go ahead and swipe your credit card. All right, swipe your card for it. Then let's wait about a day or 2 days, really like 3. Wait like 3 days, and let it report to your credit bureau and then go back and pay it off in full. That's gonna benefit you a lot. So I encourage you, if you're gonna use your credit card, use it that way. I already had the cash for what you're gonna pay for, and then let that thing report and then go back and pay on it in full, because that's gonna make your credit score go whoop whoop whoop. It's gonna go crazy. You feel what I'm saying? So that's how you wanna play this game. You want to already have that cash. That way you don't really like be getting behind and you'll be spread out and stuff like that. You may go in the store and buy something that's for $50 here today, swipe your credit card. Tomorrow you may go and buy something that's for $75. Next day you go buy a $100 pair of shoes. Like, that's how you get spread out. That's called a frivolous spender. So you want to be careful with being a frivolous spender also, because the credit bureau, they look at, okay, this person buying shoes, clothes, jewelry, like those type of purchases are, especially a lot of them, and you're not paying on these things. Yeah, that's gonna look at that. Okay, this is a frivolous spender. That stuff matters. Even when you online shopping and stuff like that, don't be online all the time, especially I would say under your alias. It's like Facebook or something like that. Let's say you in Facebook marketplace or something like that, and you shopping for cars, shoes, costume, jewelry, stuff like that. Don't do that. If you're gonna do stuff like that, do it under another profile name. Like, literally create another page and do that, or go on a computer or something like that under a different IP or something like that, and do your stuff, your searches and stuff like that for them types of things. Because if you looked at as upon as being a frivolous spender, that could hurt you. As black people, a lot of us tend to think that just because we pay our water bill and the light bill, and we make sure that the car note and all that stuff is paid on time, that our credit is going up every time we do that. No, not necessarily. It don't mean that. All right, so now don't pay them bills. Your credit score gonna go down, 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 because it's gonna be a collection on your report. You ain't paid them over X amount of time. So keep that in mind too. If you ain't paid these people for these bills and stuff that you owe over 30 days or something like that, some may give you 60 days to pay. They're gonna send that to collection, and you know collection stay on your credit report for 7 years. It's gonna be hard to take off, especially if you're trying to get somebody to wipe or clean your credit. So as we all know, we know that the main 3 credit bureaus is TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, right? Okay, well, we got FICO too. That's what all of them report to. But we got to keep in mind also, y'all, you have a vehicle credit score, you have a medical credit score, you actually have a criminal credit score. So that means if you got unpaid ER bills, unpaid car notes, repos, if somebody sued you, if you owe child support, or if somebody's taking you to court of some sort and the court has been ordered that you owe money, it go on your credit report. Alright, so that's another thing for y'all to keep out in mind. So I want y'all to stay tuned, man, and check out the next video and be telling y'all how to clean your credit, and you can stop going and paying people to clean your credit, and you can do it yourself. Alright, it's Jack of All Trades TV. It's your boy L checking out. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe if you like the content. 1.